Hello, everybody. Welcome to Waterdeep, episode 2, chapter 2, however you want to put it. We are going to be picking up here shortly with all of our friends. Let us transition over. Sweet. And let us not be muted. There we go. And we're live. We're live.
Yay!
Woohoo! Sorry that we're so late. We're like an hour late. This is becoming a trend. I'm going to start telling everybody like an hour before I actually want the session to happen. So tomorrow's session is going to be at 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. Just so everybody's tracking. No, I'm joking. Well, it's about time. So we're picking up on episode 2 or chapter 2 or however you want to put it. I think I put chapter 2. And our friends here, Attila, Pops, Elira. Oh my gosh, do I have to write that down? Let me write it down. Lyra. There we go. Jesus! Why can't it be like Bob names? Okay. So, and Ramir's not going to be here today because Moto's a jerk and he waited till the last freaking minute to tell us he wasn't going to be here. So, we're going to get a substitute NPC. We're going to kill him. Moto, if you are watching currently and your ears are burning fiercely, it's because we're close. We have you surrounded. I get like demonetized for threats. Okay, so the crew was at the, what is it, Yawning Portal? Did I get that right? Mm-hmm. Woohoo! I got it right! They were at the Yawning Portal. Elira was a barmaid there because she had recently stole from, what's his face? Let's see if I remember his name. Durnan? And he said that she could work for him in order to not get turned into either the town watch or the town guard. However you want to put it. Or the city watch or city guard. There it is. It's a city. So she was working there. Pops was just, drinking. And Ramir was also, I think, there. And then the new Attila was a recent recruit for the local adventurers guild. And he made his way to the Yawning Portal and caused a little bit of disarray by bumping into a bunch of people. But we won't talk about that. Anyways, they ended up all interacting with each other eventually and coming across a confrontation between some of the local thugs, the two gangs that are currently taking place between the Xanathar and the other people, the blah 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 blah. The other crew, what are they called? So there's the Xanathar Guild, okay. Oh, the Zendarium. There we go. So they were fighting like an orc lady, and anyways, the confrontation got dissolved through some theatrics, and eventually, out of the giant well that sits at the Yawning Portal, a troll appeared with some bats, so that was fun. The group quickly, well, I would say quickly, but in a rage of panic and anxiety and otherwise stealthiness, were able to thwart this troll and, put it sunder. And yeah, that's where we're picking up currently. The crew has got rooms at the guild. They feel that they should set off in the morn. And Volo is requesting to meet them in the morning. So it's the night of. Y'all are, I guess, in your rooms. Are y'all gonna go straight to bed, or are y'all doing anything beforehand to try and prepare for what's to come in this possible job that y'all have? Job request opportunity for the search and find?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to get some potions.
Okay. Do you have any money?
Yeah, I got 40 gold.
You can't buy a potion with 40 gold.
We'll try to talk it down.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's either that or I could just hide. I could hide the entire time.
So we'll say that you're in your room and you hear a knock on your door.
1 minute, yeah.
Oh, God.
Because she was currently like, getting into her, quote PJs unquote.
Whatever PJ equivalents are.
Basically made just a potato sack down. I don't know. And she does answer the door. Yes.
And before you see this horrible fright, this like ghastly skeletal creature person just standing there in like kind of like rags and armor, like a mishmash of each, and his eyes are like glowing this like really bright blue, and he's looking at you, and as he talks there's kind of like a wisp of fire like in the back of his throat, kind of like he's more or less animated by this, I don't know, spirit.
And you know how like in like the anime, if they like get a shiver, like the shiver like spazzes from the top goes down. Yeah, that's her right now. Like her tail's all poofed out, her ears are back, and the pupils in her eyes have gone very thin as she lets out this really like freaked out but trying to have a smile. One of those.
One of those. Ah, yes, my dear. I heard that you were, one of the ones that defeated the troll earlier today.
Really? Her eyes kind of like shift back and forth kind of rapidly. Who are you?
Sorry, where are my manners? Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Haddix. At your service, my dear. I would request to assist you in the coming days, if you will allow me.
Well, not to sound like a jerk or anything, but how are you? And her fingers kind of like going up and down, kind of pointing to him, kind of like generalizing. How are you alive?
What do you mean? Like any of us. We're all alive with the spirit, my dear. The spirit of life.
Yeah, well, the spirit is not going well with you, is what I'm trying to say. You look like you probably belong into a crypt.
I hear that quite often, quite frequently. Haddix has a reputation, my dear. But, I am merely a lost soul trying to, go in a path of redemption. And he's kind of like sad as he says it, but you can't really tell because you can't really read his facial expressions.
Right. Well, if you want to, she kind of does the, quote thing with her fingers. Join us. You may want to talk to the bulbous barbarian who's a few rooms down from me.
Bulbous barbarian. Right. That way or that way? And he kind of like points in both directions.
That way. Points to the left.
Okay.
Slams the door.
Well. And he like moseys down a couple of doors and knocks on the door.
No, I'm still like sleeping. I'm just like, And I like open the door and she's like, what? What can I do for you?
The cat girl sent me. She said if I would like to assist you all, I need to talk to you specific. My name is Haddix, at your service, me lord.
What do you do?
I am a cleric. I heal. I also don't heal. It depends. I can't really heal myself, but that's beside the point.
I also cannot heal myself. Well,
but I can heal you.
Sounds good to me. You're hired.
Yes! Awesome!
I have no clue what our pay is, but we'll find out here soon enough.
Where?
All right, it's 100 gold each. No, never mind.
Are we just meeting in the morning? Should I get a good night's sleep?
What time is it right now?
It's about 11 o'clock p.m.
Oh, yeah, that's the plan. We're gonna meet down in the lobby in the morning.
Roger. I shall be there. Bright and early.
I'm sure the cat girl wouldn't mind sharing a room. So I'll see you then. And I kind of just close the door.
This is a trend. He makes his way back over to Elira's room. Knocks on it again.
No answer.
Knocks a little bit more tappity tap like.
Still no answer.
Well, that's exciting. He just kind of talks to himself as he heads down the hallway. The next morning, you all kind of make your way downstairs eventually to the yawning portal, which is where you stayed at the tavern. And most of y'all didn't have really a good night's sleep. I don't know why.
I think it'd be fine.
And at one of the tables, Volo's sitting there, and so is Haddix. He's sitting there with Volo, just kind of chatting.
Guess I'll introduce Kevin to him, because I don't think Kevin's met him. I'm like, Kevin, this is Haddix. He's joining us.
Pops!
Pops.
Okay.
And Elira's already just kind of staying behind this huge barbarian as she's kind of eyeing Haddock suspiciously.
And where did you come from?
I was here last night. Well, during the whole troll fight. I saw you all fighting heroically and decided to offer my assistance.
Yes, after the fight you offer your assistance.
Yes.
I take a look around. It seems we're a tad light this morning. Somebody must be sleeping in. I guess, youth doesn't always give you the advantage like they say. Yeah, I suppose we could have another party member.
Awesome. I am at your service.
Elira kind of taps Attila's back.
You
let him join us?
Yeah, why not? The more the merrier. I'll let Pops join us, and
have you seen him?
Yeah.
He's undead.
No, he's very much alive by the looks of it.
Face palm.
As he says that, Haddix's right arm just kind of falls out of place. And he's like, always happens. And he just trying to get it back into his right joint. And you just hear bones crickling over in the corner.
Elira's mortified. Why? Again? Did you let him join us?
I see it happen and I kind of just chuckle. Well, the body's not like it used to be.
Oh, yeah.
Dang, now we got two old people in the think he'd make it. Like, oh, more the merrier. And if he dies, we just take his side of the loot. But I think, it'd be pretty hard to kill him at least.
So Volo's kind of watching this whole thing. He hasn't said anything. His eyes are just like super wide and just like, what's happening right now? Like, how have I resorted to this crew to try and find my friend? Yes, well, if it shall be you four, I will give you all 10 gold apiece. Here. And he just like hands out 4 pouches with 10 gold in it. I thought your other friend would be joining, but since this young fellow here, Sprite Man, would like to join you instead, I will give him your gold offering as substitute. But
No, he don't need it. He's an undead.
I mean, he might. It's,
Nope.
I mean, his armor looks a little rough.
I mean, if you want to pay him out of your cut, cat.
And Alarka just folds her arms, mumbling, grumbling to herself.
So Volo kind of like strokes his mustache a bit and adjusts his like floppy hat on his head and then tighten his scarf a little bit as he's like readjusting. He's like, well, for all those that do not know, I am Voltamp Gadump. It's very difficult spelling. But chronicler, wizard, and celebrity at your service. I trust you've noted that violence in our fair city these past 10 days that you've been here. I haven't seen so much blood since my last visit to Baldur's Gate. But now I fear I have misplaced a friend of mine. This odious malevolence, at play here. My friend's name is Floon Blagmar. Yes, well, names are hard here. He's got more beauty than brains. And I worry he took a bad way home a couple nights ago and was kidnapped. Or worse. If you agree to track him down with all due haste, I can offer you 10 dragons. Well, the ones that I just offered. And I can give you each 10 times that when you find Floon, alive or dead. May I prevail upon you in my hour of need? Can I please have your assistance in this matter?
As long as there's money involved.
I mean, I don't see a problem with that.
Yeah, money's money, and help a person along the way, I suppose.
So, what's everyone's like, kind of like first interpretation of Volo when y'all are like standing there and it's just this
Stumbling
guy?
idiot.
Well,
Myra's thinking he's just a peacock with no brains. Of course, she does keep that to herself, but yeah. She kind of just nods and
Pops, can I have you do an insight check?
Yeah. One moment. All right, here we go. 9.
Oof.
I'd also like to do one, but for to see if he's actually, because it seems like maybe he's not actually sad, question mark? You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't seem too distraught. He's just like, my poor friend. Let me roll a d20. Oh, an 8. I know nothing. I think he's sad.
Wait, let me roll for Haddix as well. Insight.
Should I roll one too?
Sure.
Insight check.
19, nice. Haddix with the insight. I rolled
6.
Okay, yep. So Haddix is standing there like, well, good sir, I don't mean to, suspect anything, but 100 times the dragons that you've already, 100 dragons is a lot of money, especially if you divvy it up amongst the rest of us. How are we certain that you can pay? And Volo kind of like eyes back and forth. He's like, dang it, these other guys were so stupid. I was just gonna give them the gold. They were gonna get out of it. Why are you asking me this? So he's just like, times might be a bit hard currently, but I do plan on getting you all the dragons, and I will definitely ensure that you all have the money by time you get back. And between all of you, mostly Haddix, you're able to tell that he's telling the truth, except he probably doesn't have that much gold on him right now. And he goes on, he's like, well, you see, I'm the author of Volo's Guide to Monsters, and the payments, the royalties haven't quite hit my account yet. And I'm currently working on Volo's Guide to Spirits and Specters, which, you right there, I might need to, interview you later. It seems I know more about spirits, as in the drinks, rather than the actual, spookies out there.
I chime in and say, tell me more about this book.
Volo's Guide to Monsters? Oh, it's magnificent. Compendium of many different types of monsters that are out there that you may encounter in your travels. The knowledge is very reputable, and I'm hoping it'll be a hit. Smash.
I'm curious about this book. I tell you, maybe you can get me a first edition when it comes out, and maybe take that in place of some of the gold you'll owe me.
Can I try to sneak off without being seen for a second?
You can roll a stealth check, because right now they're all engaged in conversation, and you were currently hidden behind the barbarian. What was your number?
15.
Yeah, that should be enough to let you sneak off.
Okay, so Elira sneaks off, and she's gonna try to get behind Volo, and she's gonna do a sleight of hand and see what she can find on his person.
Oh gosh!
D&D. Oh yeah, this is Baldur's Gate 3 apparently.
Oh gosh.
10.
That Volo had money. What'd you get?
A 10.
He kind of like looks over at you, like, what are you doing?
Oh, I saw a little speck of dust on your clothes, and I wanted to swipe it off of you.
From
because
all the
these
way
clothes
over
seem
there?
very high in tolerance.
Well, thank you. It's not necessary. There's plenty of dust and other stuff here.
Elira kind of like has like this smirk on her face. You seem rather jumpy. Everything okay? Yeah.
Well, I just, don't like my change purses to jingle without me moving,
That shouldn't have been a problem. Because I wasn't touching your coin purse. Like I said, I was dusting dust off of your clothes.
Right.
If anything, you should be thanking me.
Well, thank you, my dear.
I take my coin purse and I put it in my bag.
Yep, everybody can add 10 gold.
Cut her off and tell it, and just say, "Well, enough with the grooming. I'm trying to inquire about this book."
Oh yes.
Maybe,
sorry.
Maybe one day you kids will understand the value of a good book.
I was distracted.
Books.
Clearly not you.
Oh god.
Time to read a book. Unlike you old geezer. Kind of pokes him in the chest.
I just gotta brush off and gotta make sure I don't get any dust on me.
Oh yes, that would be such an awful thing if there was dust on your old raggedy clothes.
Anyway, this book.
Yes, I could, make sure you get the first edition copy and signed by yours truly.
Well, I mean, I would love to see, a rough draft or something once we return, and maybe then, as I said, we can negotiate on a particular payment instead of just gold.
Is the book finished?
Well, my Volo's Guide to Monsters it's in the publishing company's hands. The one I'm working on currently, I kind of have writer's block. It's the Volo's Guide to Spirits and Specters.
How much is your Volo's Guide to Monsters?
Oh, it should sell anywhere for, roughly 60 gold a copy?
I don't know. Just interesting. Maybe I'll pick myself up a copy.
Well, that would be most agreeable. Well, let's see. About Floon, he's a handsome human, if I do say so myself. About in his early 30s, with wavy red blonde hair. He was dressed in princely garb when I last saw him 2 nights ago, just for the record's sake. Before he disappeared.
And where did you see him last? Yeah.
You see, I have this writer's block, and I got a bit, cranky. So I invited him out to the Skewered Dragon. And for those that are from Waterdeep, know that the Skewered Dragon's in the more shadier area of Waterdeep, closer to like the Xanathar Guild area. It's actually, the bar itself is owned by some of the guild members, and it's not like the best place to be hanging out. So if you were to look for him, I would say to start in that area.
So you
Elira,
oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, Kevin.
I was just gonna say, so you took your kind of dumb, very fancily dressed friend to the rough part of town?
Yeah, well, Floon's, he might not be the smartest, but he gets around, and this being Waterdeep, there's no real off-limit establishments for us. I wouldn't say. We've been down to the Skewered Dragon loads of times. I wouldn't have suspected anything different.
Well, I mean, I'm sure you've been to this establishment a few times. And have you ever had to fight a troll that's come out of the hole in the ground?
I'm not in my... No.
Well, see? You gotta be prepared for these things.
Yes, well, hindsight is usually more astute.
So it looks like we're going to the Skewered Dragon, then.
Yeah, we got our lead.
Yes, curious.
And Elira is going to do an acrobatics check real quick.
Okay.
Break your neck.
And she's gonna climb up on the barbarian.
Oh, gosh!
And it's a 15.
Is Attila gonna...
I am now gonna do an athletics check to when she climbs up on top of me. I'm just gonna put her back down. 20.
Nice! He puts you back down.
Nope.
Come on, let me ride on your shoulders!
You weigh much less than me, and it takes 0 energy for you to move.
Haddock, looks over to Pops, and he's like, oh, The young kids these days are so lazy, want the free ride everywhere.
I know, especially that one. I mean,
I
Oh,
can
God.
hear you know. Yeah.
oh, that was the intent.
Don't you lie to me! She's got like this big rar face going on.
I just kind of put my hand on the barbarian's shoulder, and I just, might want to check the straps to your backpack every now and again. Make sure.
Oh yes, believe me, I know.
And Alara's going off. I'm not gonna steal from you guys. Jeez.
This is the one who was
everyone
dusting
else.
off a bag.
Folds arms. I don't know what you're talking about.
Let's get going.
Okay.
You lead the way.
Such self-control when nothing shines.
And Alara kind of got like cheeks get all puffy in frustration, and she just leaves.
Oh, Haddix made his arm go back into its proper socket, and he's gotten up. He's like, bid you adieu, Mr. Volo, and we will be back.
Yes.
Hopefully with your friend, and hopefully with an alive friend.
Oh, gosh. So I can try and transition us over to the map, which should be already on it. You probably can't really see it because it's like it's so small. But let's see.
No, my city of the bread.
We'll say I'll start off like kind of like here. And
Okay.
the docks, oh my gosh, I can't see any of this. Are like down here.
All right, so we got a bit of walking to do.
So as y'all are walking, ooh, that's really close. You're walking, and you come across what only could be described as like a crime scene. The city guard is quarantining everything off. Sorry, the city watch is quarantining everything off. They kind of have it like blocked off for roughly 2 blocks. And you can see a bunch of like dead bodies, and then the city watch is like kind of like ushering these bloodied men into a caravan to like take them off to the jail. But yeah, doesn't look good here. It's kind of like
What happened here?
Something bad from the looks of it.
That's a lot of dead people.
Let's go find out. And I just kind of
I'm gonna climb up on the barbarian and see if I can get a better look.
you see roughly
Get on the acrobatics check, by the way.
7 or 8 bodies, kind of like.
22 to put you back down.
Oh my!
Anyway,
You see briefly.
Oh, stop! I'm trying to look.
look somewhere else.
Yeah, they're groveling. Like I said, I kind of just very easily step over the barricade or the whatever's blocking it from there and walk up to the first guard that I see.
They're like, whoa, 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 whoa. Careful. This is a crime scene.
Hey there, Sonny. Yeah, I see that. Not too good a start to the day, huh?
No, it wouldn't seem so. No.
What do you reckon happened?
Apparently, there was a Xanathar Guild and Zidarium confrontation last night. A lot of people may have died.
Yeah, that's no good. Well, you're kind of blocking off our entire route. We're trying to pass through. Is there any way we can just make our way? You know, we'll be quick.
No, you can go roughly 2 blocks that way and make your way around. The quarantine
Oh,
is here in
but
place because we need to still collect evidence.
good sir, I mean, look at me. I'm so old.
Oh, now he plays the old card.
It would really do these old bones some good if I could just make my way straight through and not have to go an additional 2 blocks. I get winded pretty quick these days.
Right. And he like snaps his fingers like, you escort this man. And
And I look back and I don't wave or like signal them at all. I just kind of give them a quaint little wave as I get escorted through.
Seriously?
I, like a normal human being, take the route around the crime scene.
so does Haddix.
And Elira kind of like grumbling, following behind them.
Oh, God.
So it takes them roughly like, let's say 10 minutes to catch back up with Pops, who's just kind of like chilling there.
Oh, there you are. It's about time you showed up.
That was very well played, my friend.
Yeah, doesn't always take brawn or sleight of hand to get where you need to go.
We
Yeah,
get it, old geezer.
It just takes feet, of which I used.
Well,
So-
I mean, look at our new friend here. You may not always have those feet to use.
I'm sure we could find him a new pair if we needed to.
My feet work perfectly fine, last I checked.
All
Well,
right,
you
shall
didn't
we
lose one along the
continue?
way, did you?
What was that?
I said you didn't lose one along the way, did you?
Oh, no. They're pretty
Didn't pass
sprightly.
by any dogs, then.
Oh yeah, I was forgetting to ask DM. Were there any shiny things along the way to our destination?
Not really. As you're heading closer to the docks, it's getting less and less like reputable.
Even less shiny.
Yeah. Eventually y'all do make your way to the dock ward, which is kind of like the opening area to the dock. And you can kind of see how you're on the wrong side of town. Like, there's a tall, densely packed tenements, so all the houses are kind of like stacked on top of each other. But it also creates a lot of shadowy area for the ground level because of how high the buildings and everything are kind of like structured over each other, to where not a lot of sun and everything kind of gets into the dock like it's supposed to. Most of the street lamps have their glass smashed and their candles stolen from them, and the smell of salty air and excrements, which is the only thing you can really kind of like lines your palate as you kind of like take in that good whiff of grossness. But yeah, it's pretty rundown part of Waterdeep. Pretty shady rundown part.
Sensing there's more to this, nobody would willingly walk down here unless they were very poor. Beginning to think a certain somebody. that has certain business-
Elira's already like grabbing her coin purse and like sticking it into her shirt, like keeping it close to her.
So you make your way down to a street called Zastro Street. Zastro and Fillet Lane is kind of where you've like come to the point and you're like seeing all this. And for some of you, this is familiar. For some, not so familiar because you don't really come to this part of Waterdeep.
This bar must be really good to go through here in the middle of the night.
Ah, yes, most people go to the Skewered Dragon just so that they can get sloshed, pissed beyond the point of actual remembrance. Plus, the drinks are cheap. So, depending, it might be better to come here, waste a few gold, come out on happy ends.
Yeah.
Feels as if you could do that at a place that doesn't smell like excrement. To each their own.
Well, I can't smell, so to each their own.
Hey, you're
And
fine, too.
Elira's like, she manages to like tie up her like cape to where it covers her nose because her smelling is like 10 times better than y'all's. So she don't like the smell.
Are we at the like outside the place we're trying to get to?
Now, y'all still haven't like made your way
Okay,
through the
we're
docks
just kinda,
enough
like-
together. Yeah, you're just like
Okay.
rummaging. You do see a nearby shop. Kind of stands out from the others. It has deep purple facades, and the window hangs a stuffed beholder. Above the door hangs a sign whose elaborate letters spell out Old Zoblob Shop. Zoblob. Say that 5 times fast. Say that 1 time fast. Zoblob. 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 Old Zoblob Shop.
What's up with that Zoblob shop?
I don't know, old geezer. Why don't you go take a look?
Wow.
I start to walk over there and I bat her tail into the muddy water that's
Ew.
And she's like hugging her tail, and her pupils kind of turn to slivers, and she gives out a hiss at him.
Just letting you know, you might want to wash that. That was probably feces.
Do a survival check there,
Oh God.
Oh,
Elira.
no. 12.
You're able to discern that it is in fact feces.
She looks like she's about to puke.
You want me to cut that off? All right, let's head to the store.
So inside Old Zoblob Shop, a cloud of lavender-scented purple smoke trails out of the shop doors as you peer inside. Every wall is painted purple, and every dusty knick-knack on the shelves is dyed a deep violet. The hairless old gnome sitting cross-legged on the counter wears plum-colored robes. His cheeks are decorated with 9 purple face-painted eyes. The gnome lowers a pipe and exhales a cloud of lavender smoke from before raising a hand. Hail and well met. Come browse the shelves of the most curious curiosity shop in the world. As he invites you in.
Or anything shiny.
I
I
browsed
was
the
gonna say,
shelves.
so
There's a lot of
what's
purple
on the
stuff.
shelves?
But that doesn't answer my question.
There might be like shiny purple vials of stuff. Just like decorative. And you can see like his candles, instead of it actually being like regular fire, it's like purple fire.
24 for those sparkly things.
To do what?
To steal the sparkly stuff.
Oh my gosh. So do a... Let's see. Intelligence saving throw.
Oof. Oh my god. 5.
So as you pocket these shiny bits, you notice there's like roughly 10 or so beholder figurines kind of spaced out throughout the shop. And as soon as you pocket them, all of them start glowing, and all of their eyes turn to this like bright red. Well, it looks like we got ourselves a thief.
I just hang my head a little and just kind of, I already know who it is.
I pretend I don't know her. Oh, who? Her?
And he like saunters up to you. My dear. You can kind of see on his face all the beholders, like the eyes kind of like wiggle woggle on his like wrinkly gnome face. You know, those have price tags attached to them if you were kind enough to notice before, you know, shoving them into your bosom.
Actually, she wasn't stuffing them into her bosom. She was stuffing them into her pocket. But, you know.
He's being lewd.
He was just like, I wasn't going to steal them. I was keeping them in my pocket, and then once I was done shopping, I was going to pay for them.
He points over and he's like, you see that? That's a basket. Put it in the basket next time. And he like watches you until you like unstuff all the whatchamacallit items that you had until you put them into the basket.
Yeah, she puts them in the basket.
So, what brings you to my shop, you know, besides pilfering?
And I walk up, I'm like, you know, I got about 20 gold, looking for something that could help me, perhaps. Or just something cool, for that matter.
Well, I have trinkets of different sorts, if you would like.
What sort of trinkets?
I have a mummified goblin hand, a piece of crystal that faintly glows in the moonlight.
Lyra's already eyeing it.
Let's see. I have a long list. It really depends on what you might want. But for 20 gold, let's see what I got. Oof. Huh. What kind of things are you interested in, my boy?
You know, just, I really don't know, honestly. I'm just in the mood to discover something.
Okay. Well, let me start making some rolls to make this list go by a lot quicker. 8. Let's see. How about this? And he holds up a small idol depicting a nightmarish creature that gives you unsettling dreams when you sleep near it.
Does he explain that to me?
Yeah, he goes into
I was like, that's not. I mean, I could use that. Don't get me wrong.
Whoa! Maybe this then. And he holds up a glass orb filled with moving smoke.
What does it do?
What?
That's the secret. It's well worth it, though, I hear.
Can Lyra kind of try to see if she can find out what it is?
You can roll an Arcana check.
Oh,
I'm not sure yet, no.
Let's see. I don't even know if homeboys get it. Arcana.
If I say I'm not arcane balanced, so I wouldn't know.
Oh no, he's not. Yeah, but he got a 14. I think that's one of those smoke or thingies.
I also got a nat 20 on Arcana, even though I have no magic.
Nice. From your Adventurers Guild, you're able to realize that someone used one of these beforehand, and basically when you shatter it on the ground, it fills an entire room up with the equivalents of like the darkness spell, but like an entire room.
Ooh.
But it's like obviously smoke instead of darkness.
Yep. That could be pretty useful. You said 20 gold, huh?
This one's actually only 10 gold. It's on sale.
Oh, and then there's no way I could talk you down from that 10 gold?
Well, usually it's
Maybe,
buy one,
maybe.
get one half off. Maybe if you buy something else, I can assist with the price.
I'll tell you what. I'll pay the 10 gold, but I got some questions. I'm looking for a friend of mine who was down here a little while ago who seems to have gone missing. I haven't seen him in a couple days, and I'm kind of worried. And I start handing over the 10 gold for the orb.
Okay, and he hands over the glass orb.
And I give him the explanation. I go, he's a human, usually pretty well dressed, especially for this side of town sometimes. Red wavy hair, loose skin, young fellow, fancy clothes, etc. I'm like, yeah, you haven't by chance heard or seen anything of this man, have you?
Oh, well, it's pretty accurate description. I can't say anyone like that's coming to my shop, but, I think there might have been someone that fit that description the other night. I was closing up my shop and I saw some guys, doing some things. Not saying that it's your friend, but if it is, he might not have fell into the right sorts, if you know what I mean.
And I hand him over like 5 more gold, and I'm like, what kind of people? Do you have some descriptions or like a group they were with, perhaps?
Let's see. So from what I could gather, there was 2 guys actually. One was finely dressed, and so was the other one. If I had to point out, the differences. Actually, I can't really point out that many differences between the 2. One of the guys, I pretty sure he was able to get away. Not sure. They might have got him around the corner. I didn't really go check, but one of the guys definitely got nabbed. Definitely.
I see. That's some great information, and thank you for the orb again. This should come in handy.
And just so you know, it's not any of us Xanathar guys, if you know what I mean. It's those other shady bunch.
Of course, of course.
What other shady bunch?
The Zendarium, of course.
Ah, right. Sorry, I just don't spend much time in this town, so. You get much business around these parts?
Well, yeah, we get people coming in and out. Some are usuals, some are kind of like yourselves. Just happened upon it.
Yeah, well, that's not too bad. What else? Does he have anything else, really, for sale or no?
Oh, yeah, I could roll something to see. 4. Let's see here. I got this diary written in a language you don't know.
Oh, really? And what? How do you know I don't know it?
I don't know it. The diary knows it.
Oh, the diary knows it.
Exactly.
Well, I'm gonna get another book soon, so I don't really think I need a diary right now.
Oh, then maybe. Let's see. I have a pair of knucklebone dice, each with the skull symbol on the side that would normally show 6 pips.
No, I appreciate it, but I think I'm good for now.
Then, you, my dear, he's like eyeing you with the basket of shiny bits. Would you like to pay for those?
Yes. How much is all this?
He looks at it, he's like, well, normally this isn't actually like sold stuff. It's just the shiny stuff that I use to track business. 2 gold?
Sure. Gives gives him the 2 gold. No questions.
And she literally doesn't have anything like of value. It's just like
She don't care.
vials
It's shiny.
with shiny stuff in it.
She's just enamored by all of the shiny stuff that she just got. Oh, shiny.
Haddix kind of looks over to you and he's like, "Is this a trend, my dear?"
None of your business.
Just be sure to keep anything shiny out of her sight.
Like my soul? Ugh.
Right.
No, you can keep that.
Ah, so you're selective. Get to know. Well, should we head on to the skewered dragon then?
Yeah, let's head over there and get some more, more information. And obviously, I share all the intrigue if they weren't listening that I got. Saying 2 finely dressed guys. Maybe that means Volo was with him when he was abducted, and Volo knows more than he's letting on. But let's while we're here, let's continue on to the bar.
Okay. So eventually y'all make your way to the Skewered Dragon. Skewered Dragon looks like a ruin. Both of its front-facing windows are smashed, and a ship's anchor is lodged in the roof. Through the windows, you can see a group of haggard patrons drinking from huge tankards.
Looks a bit rough.
Well, that roof definitely is in need of repair.
On the bright side, I think I'll fit right in. Not that I like to be here, that is.
Who in their right mind would want to go into a pub with a huge anchor in the roof? That spells disaster.
Did I mention the drinks are cheap?
I'm like, oh, cheap. And I walk over to the bar. I'm like, let me get a drink.
It's pretty early in the morning, but pretty late for people who come to Skewered's Dragon. Here you go, buddy.
Yeah. How much is it? And obviously, I drink it.
First drink's free, my friend.
That's very cheap.
And you drink it, and it kind of tastes like watered down, but it's still got some alcohol hints in it.
I'll take it free.
What can I roll to look around the tavern?
Perception, probably.
Oh, by the way, I do leave you said it was free, right?
Yeah.
So I leave a copper as a tip.
Okay.
This one's for
16.
you.
So the Skewered Dragon overall looks pretty run down, like it's barely being held together. You can actually see some of the wood planks on the wall kind of like patched together, all just like haphazardly. There's still like nails coming out protruding. Some of the tables are flipped, some of the tables are broken, some of the chairs are broken, some of the chairs are missing legs but still used as like wobbles. Overall, not the best place that you've been to, but also probably not the worst.
I've seen worse.
Ha, I bet.
You get many fights in this place?
Well, let's see. Fights. Describe fights.
It usually involves either one or more people eating the crap out of each other.
That happens fairly frequently, yes.
Did you have one last night with 2 overly dressed gentlemen?
Oh, not last night.
What about a couple nights ago?
My memory's a bit foggy.
Can Elira do an intimidation check?
Sure.
Dice, why are you failing me today?
As
It's a
I
3.
as I pretend to not be with them, order another drink and give them a copper for a tip again.
He
God.
like hands you over the beer, slightly more alcohol, less water.
Yeah. We're getting there.
Yeah,
I
my
should have done
memory's pretty
persuasion,
foggy.
actually. Dang.
I just kind of say, "Oh, okay," and I just kind of meander around.
Can I try persuasion?
Sure.
16.
What do you say to him?
If you did see two overly dressed fellows fighting the other night, could you pretty please tell me?
She's like batting her eyes.
He's like, well, I guess. I mean, let's see. What do you want to know?
Everything you know?
Well, that person that you speak of came here with a friend of his, little short friend. Had like a furry hat or something. This was definitely a couple of nights ago. Then the furry friend left, and the other friend, the fancier one, was still there. But then he met somebody else. And then eventually, after they drank some more and had a good time, they left out.
And you didn't see any fight going on between any of them?
Not while they were at my bar. At least not while my attention was set on them.
Okay, thank you.
They played, they were
Yeah.
playing Three Dragons Ante over there. And there's like a couple of guys playing Three Dragons Ante.
And I ordered, one more beer for the road to go over to the Three Dragon Ante table. Same thing, give him a copper. I'm like, speaking of Three Dragon Ante, I'd love me a game. So I take my beer and I head over to the Three Dragon Ante table.
And there's just like two burly guys just like earth, playing.
Just like, arf, 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 arf. Like, is there an open spot? Of course, I have the money.
You could play winner.
Oh, it is the two-person game, isn't it?
Let's see. We're playing a golden game. How's that sound?
I could do that.
Ka! And he's like, ta-ta. Poof. Dragon mate. And then the other guy's like, Ravis! You always cheat. You're cheating. I'm pretty sure you're cheating. I can't prove it, but you're cheating. And he just like mutters off, grabs his beer, and like heads off to the next table.
Well, I pay no attention to his cheating claims. I sit down and I'm like, oh, hopefully I have better luck than the last guy.
And he like flips a dragon onto the table and lands head up. All right, let's go. And he like resets the board.
Put my dragon on the table. Oop. I will be obviously watching him closely because his friend. I'll give perception now just for it, but obviously his friend 12. Ugh. But that's my perception for the game. All right,
Better than mine.
I tried.
So first move he doesn't do anything. Second move he doesn't do anything. By the time it comes to his third, you see a slight change up, but you can't really finger it just now.
So I'm like, I think something happened there, but okay. So anyway, what do I need to roll to see how good I do?
Do a sleight of hand check.
I'm so bad at cards.
Nice.
You know, I'm just going through it, chatting with him, like, you know. doing
Why,
that,
what brings you to this part of town? I haven't seen you here before.
I kind of just passing through. I get little odd jobs here or there. I'm actually looking for a friend. Normally I see him around town, but they said the last place they saw him was here. You know, over the course of the game, I explain what he looks like and like, yeah, maybe he got beat up. I want to make sure he's not laying in an alley dead somewhere, and if he is, I'd like to collect his body. While we're playing the game.
Ah, he was here the other night. I remember beating him and his fancy fellow.
I believe it. He's always been terrible, worse than me even.
Ah, you're doing pretty well.
I hope so.
Those two left out 2 nights ago. Like 5 guys followed him out. Didn't think too much of it.
If those guys are associated with anyone, the 5 that followed, maybe they'll have a lead for me.
They're some shady Zentarium thugs. The typical lot that hangs out here,
Fair enough. And I just keep talking, but there's really nothing more to, talk about in terms of this.
And eventually, you end up winning.
Ooh, that guy sucks. I think for the game, I'm like, normally I'm not this lucky. All right.
Yeah.
It's my drinking money, but sadly I must bid you a good day, sir.
Well, I'll be here in case you want to come back.
I'm sure I'll be back. Walk off, go to the bar, get another beer with my gold, except, give him a copper, because it's cheap beer.
So, wait, one more thing.
Yes.
That crew, the 5, they hang out at Candle Lane. Might want to check out there.
Candle Lane, thank you. Hopefully my friend is okay.
Yep. He looks over at Pops and he's like, just look for the snake symbol on the door.
For what?
For Candle Lane.
I'll explain it to you later, Pops. You want to drink, Pops? On me.
Oh, no, I'm all right. And then I just kind of meander around the bar. Just being an old man.
That's all I got. That's all I got for the bar, so you guys go ahead.
No, Lara's just chilling out by the exit door, kind of like checking out her weapons, making sure that everything's all in order.
Are there any other rooms in the bar?
Nope. It's pretty much like an open-y area. There's steps that go, well, some of the steps are broken, but there's steps that go up to the 2nd floor, but even it's kind of like open into the area, just like a lofty type look down.
All right. Yeah, then I just kind of slowly make my way back towards the entrance and head out.
So does Haddix.
Guess we're all leaving the bar.
Yeah, I mean, once you guys are ready to roll, I'm rolling also.
Okay.
And obviously, once we leave the bar, I let you know, like, hey, this guy told me, 5 people followed the other 2 out, and if one got away, and he said that those 5 guys like to hang out at this Candle Lane, probably our next lead.
Candle Lane? Where is that?
So I'd look for the snake symbol on the door. So, see any snake symbols on doors?
He kind of like looks around. No, not here.
Lyra goes back into the bar.
Where the heck is Candle Lane anyway? Barkeep.
Candle Lane? Don't know, haven't actually been.
Thanks.
Leaves, slams door behind her.
Yeah, he was useless.
Oh,
Says the thief that can't steal anything without getting
I
caught.
know! The dice don't like me today.
the world's worst thief. I guess that's
I'm seeing a trend. She's getting caught every time she steals from people.
I'd be willing to look around for like 10 minutes, and if I don't figure out anything, probably just go back into that fancy store and ask that guy.
As y'all are looking, there's like a couple of kids playing like deflated ball in the cobblestone streets. Hoop stick. Whatever the cheap version is.
That's the very cheap version. The cheap version is hoop stick.
No, I think the cheap version is just stick.
Just stick.
Poor
No hoop.
Elira can't steal anything.
You gonna steal their stick?
No, it's not shiny.
It's got a shiny part on the tip.
Oh no.
Can I play? Yeah.
But no, this is a two-player game.
Fair enough. You guys wouldn't have by
Shut
chance
down
seen
by
a.
kids.
You guys wouldn't have by chance seen a door with a snake on it.
Yeah, why?
I'm just looking for it. I got some friends that were there. They're waiting for me, but I seem to be lost. I don't come here often.
Yeah, and I got some empty hands.
You sure do, and I hand him each 1 copper.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I like fancier stuff, you know.
So do I.
Do you got any more monies?
Oh, all you have to do is ask, and I hand him each a silver.
Ooh,
Oh my
this
God.
one's pretty shiny, but I like the other one.
So do I, enough to where I'm not going to hand it to you. And I kind of, my role in intimidation now. 3, God dang it! My voice cracked. I'm like, so I'm just like, yeah, so that's what. And I just hand him 2 gold. 1 gold in check.
No. I'm gonna persuade them. I got a 20. So, Elira walks over and she's like,
If you tell us where you saw the door with the snake on it, I won't break your stick in 2 so you can't play the game anymore.
Lady, we just got a silver and a copper. We can go buy so many sticks.
That is true. But what if you didn't have that money?
Make a dexterity
Us.
saving throw.
oh, I was gonna do sleight of hand. Okay. Dexterity saving throw. That's a 19.
Okay, let me see if I can.
Gotta hope they beat you.
Beat her up, and then I hand him gold. Good job.
So as you're talking, you feel this like whack at your shins as one of the kids like hits you with their stick, and they're like, "Listen here, lady, you're in our part of town. If you're gonna demand things, at least be nice about it."
No! And she's like hopping around like, ow, you son of a bitch.
Getting beat up by kids in an alleyway. What is happening?
I can't believe they beat my 19. That's impressive.
So, Haddix kind of goes up to him and like hands him both gold, and he's like,
Giving them money!
"Ignore my friends. We just need to find this Candle Lane." And they're like, "Oh, it's right over there." And they like point to a door that literally you've all been standing at, but you just didn't look at like the teeny weeny corner of it.
Oh, the snake was that. See, it's like at an angle. I thought it was a worm. All right, well, let's go.
And they like mosey off.
No, they're gonna get so many sticks. Or they're drug addict children.
So
No.
the building, the Candle Lane building, on either side of it, well, on either side of Candle Lane, is so tall. The buildings are so tall that, and so tightly packed together that light touches the street at like high noon. Other than that, you can't really see it. There's like a gloom that envelopes a narrow alley as dark as a dungeon, and as odorous as one. Nearly all the street lamps have been smashed, and as you head down this like Candle Lane alley, which is odd because all the candles are gone, you see that it's like progressively more dark. And the pieces of the darkness is a faint flicker from down the lane like a distant candle. So as you're walking down this alley, you can kind of see the glimmer of hope. Once you, I guess, get down there, you notice that the flickering comes from a single street lamp with a candle in it, kept alight by a continuous flame spell, so it's not even an actual candle. A warehouse is directly across the street from the lamp, which illuminates a black winged snake, the symbol of the Zendarium, painted across the door's handle. Gotta make sure it's...
Well, I guess we're here.
Looks like it. I doubt the people who abducted two other rich people are gonna be nice. So let's just be prepared.
Oh, what gave you that idea?
I'm just letting you know, lady. Maybe keep your hands to yourself. Looking at Cat Lady. Don't steal from the thieves. Bad idea.
I can't help it if it's shiny.
Cover your eyes.
And I can't see where I'm going, smartass!
Better than stealing. Neutral good, so, you know. Alright, anyway, I will lead the way in. Well, I'll knock. I'll knock first.
You don't really hear answer or anything of that sort.
Huh? Try to
Should
open the
we
door
try
and walk
unlocking
in?
the door?
I'm just gonna walk in, yeah. Try to, at least.
The door's locked.
Did I unlock it?
Yeah, did you roll for it?
What do I have to roll?
Let's do... Do you have thieves' tools?
Let me see. Yep.
Okay, sleight of hand with advantage.
Nat 20.
Nice. Yeah, you're able to get a satisfying unlocking sound from the door as it creaks open.
Yep, and as it clicks, Elira's ears kind of twitch in excitement. That's the noise I like to hear as she pushes the door open.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a short 5-minute break, and I'm going to get the Zendarium hideout set up so that we can do this old, whatchamacallit, actual interaction portion. But yeah, I'll be sure to describe that as well. So hopefully, when they go through the Zendarium hideout, they won't all die horrible deaths.
You walk in, poison sprays in your face.
And you fall into a giant punji pit.
Oh
Not the punchy pit.
But we will be back in 5 minutes. Be there or be square.
Mm-hmm.
And we're back. We are back.
Woo!
So is the screen dark for y'all?
Yeah.
Yes.
Dang it! I could never do it.
Oh man, he's added the fog of war.
I don't know how it works.
Great.
The frick are those?
What are those?
What are those?
What are those?
Those are kinku. So you all arrive. Let's see. Elira's just opened this door here to let y'all into the shipyard or the warehouse.
Oh, we gonna die.
Nah. You know, fuck these bitches up. All right. Are we going? Are we doing this? Game on.
Yeah, Crow.
Is he alive?
Uh-oh. Crow. I swear if he's still in the restroom.
I mean, you know, when you gotta go, I suppose.
Welp. Our barbarian is AFK, I think.
So what's the plan, kitty kitty?
Okay, what am I seeing? So are these like what boxes? What are we
boxes,
what are we looking at, DM?
other junk, basically warehousey type things, crates, things of that nature.
Okay, okay. I think Elira is going to try to sneak to see what she can see, like out here.
Roll
I'm
a
gonna
stealth check.
Stealth. 22.
Okay, where are you trying to position yourself?
Somewhere where I won't be seen and where I can see kind of like out here almost.
Let's say you can make it here into this
Okay.
like wall area to peek around.
Alright, so Elira kind of sneaks over and kind of takes a peek to see what she can see from where she's at.
Can't really see anything. Well, you see more crates, more boxes, more.
Do I hear anything with my kitty ears?
Roll a perception check.
Is it just so we know like the environment? I mean, is the building lit up well because it's like a warehouse, or is it like there's just almost no light? Is there just some light? Like,
There's pretty much no light.
My human eyes are blind.
Oh, you're here.
Yes.
Okay,
cool.
Perception is 12, by the way.
Okay. You can't see or hear shit.
I mean,
Can I smell anything?
I can smell you.
Nope.
I have
Alright.
a torch. Eh?
Yeah.
So Elira kind of sneaks back over. Well, it's dark in there, and I can't hear or see anything.
So when Haddix walks in, you notice that his body kind of sheds off dim light in a 5-foot radius around him. So like everything around him kind of is faintly glowing.
That's gonna be a problem.
I am not built for secrecy, my dear.
A good thing I have this cloak to put over your head.
But then I can't see.
I think she means more like around him, like a hood and cloak, not physically over his head.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, if anyone sees him, he probably could just intimidate him. You should be like, I'm here for your soul! Like, "Ah!"
Oh no, not the soul!
Anyway, I'm going to light my torch, because it's dark in there, and I'd have human eyes, which don't see well in dark.
You
Nice.
think that's honestly a good idea?
Yeah, before he gets to lighting it, I kind of just go, remember, if a torch gives light, people can also see it.
Yes, but if I can't see them, what does it matter? I'm like, you guys can go ahead. I'll hang out for a second, but I am literally blind.
How about if you're going to do this, you just go first, and we'll see what happens to you.
Deal.
I still have my stealth, right?
Yeah. And he's like, in this case, you can have your cloak back. Because if he's going to walk around with a freaking torch, then me with my freaking flame body's not gonna.
Fine.
So, Elira kind of sneaks back in through here and kind of... Is there anywhere for her to hide, really? To kind of hide herself?
Oh, yeah, she can, like, hide anywhere along this wall. Really. Because...
So
Okay. So she's feeling her way around, and she manages to find a nice little nook to hide in.
Okay.
I'm walking around with the torch. If I do see any candles or anything that looks like it's supposed to be lit for light and isn't, I will light it. And yeah, I'm just gonna start walking around.
Let me see.
I'm gonna cast Detect Magic.
You pick up the cantrip of the control flames that's outside. But other than that, you don't really.
Okay.
Where is the fire? There it is. I'll say you light one there. Boop. And
But yeah, I walk over to, I don't know what all this stuff is, but yeah, just looking around, in general, like,
Since he's lit a couple fires, yeah, I want to like kind of poke in and take a look at like what's in these boxes.
it's just like wheat and other grains and stuff.
Okay.
Let's see if I got some battle music.
do I need to stay where I'm at?
Okay. I'm gonna go first.
Shall I roll my initiative now?
Pretty much.
Not terrible.
We got bats.
Oh yeah, that's right. It keeps changing my name to Brio Blitz.
Ah! Why does it do that?
It doesn't matter. It's got my picture. We'll get it.
Yeah.
I am Briob.
Yep, everyone can roll for initiative.
Should be able to delete a till out. Yeah, there we go. Sweet.
Let's see. With his old Haddock skin. Ooh, his initiative's a -4. So, because he's a skeleton, his strength is a 6, and his dexterity is a 3. So, he's not good. And his constitution's a 4, so he can't take many hits.
Healbot, go.
13.
Well, the good news is my initiative roll was a 3, so there's that.
Old Pop's pulling in the old Pop's technique. 3. Put
So
you at
I
the
have to
bottom.
roll initiative as well since I'm hiding.
Yeah.
All right. 12.
Okay. That's about right. And then I got to roll for Kenku. So. Which they're not going to get their turn this time because, like, no one's encountered anyone. But for the next go.
We get the element of surprise.
I mean, Dewey, if I see one, I'm probably just gonna be like, "Hello," until it tries to maul me.
Oh gosh. And then the more you see.
Okay, off the top, it's gonna be Attila.
So I see these bird people.
No, they're kind of hiding.
Okay. Well, then I'm just gonna keep meandering around. Basically looking for any remnants of, say, I don't know, a pool of blood, a note saying like, "Hey, we took this guy," or like, something. A lead. I'm looking for a lead.
About here, you see a piece of tattered cloth.
Does it look fancy?
Fairly fancy.
No, I have a lead, guys. I found something. Like looking around for like footprints or like scratch marks or blood.
Do a perception check.
Yep. I was an 18. Jesus. I've been Sherlock Attila.
So the tattered piece of clothing has like slight blood stains on it. They've dried up, so apparently it's been a bit since it is there, or since it got on there. And the fabric itself, while fancy, is like roughly tattered.
Well, fits the MO. 2 days ago, the old boy got hurt. I guess that'd be it for my turn, because, investigation, whatnot.
Okay. Next up is Haddock. Haddock's gonna come in. Do I have any spells that I can have him use? That would be ideal. We're gonna find out here in a second. So you feel like this skeletal touch on your skin, Attila, and this like beam of light kind of radiates over you as Haddock casts guidance on you. So you touch a willing creature once before the spell ends, which is up to a minute. The target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to one saving throw of its choice. It can roll the die before or after making the saving throw. The spell then ends. Best of luck, my friend. And next is Elira.
Is there anywhere for her to climb up on, like on this? I'm not sure if that's like a full wall or if it's like a half a wall. Or...
It's like a full wall. This is like a storage room.
Are they not? The little lines.
Oh wait, yeah, these are stairs that go up to the next floor.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, well, yeah, I think I'm just gonna hide out here.
Okay. Next up is Pops.
Okay. Let's see. I guess I'm going to walk over here.
Okay. You can see from that position the Kenku.
Okay. So then...
And he's kind of like hiding.
I...
Or was kind of hiding before you just like, hey. Well, don't
Did
you
they
know?
see me?
Yeah, but his reaction's coming up, so.
Okay. Well, what I mean, okay.
Because right now with the torch, like pretty much this whole room's kind of like lit up.
Okay. So let's see. How many of you of those? 15, 30, 40. So can I finish, well, moving then, I guess, the rest of the spaces that I can move?
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go here.
Okay.
And
Eat 'em up, Pops.
yeah, I'm going to do an unarmed strike.
Okay.
So 14 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. 9 damage.
Nice. Okay.
And that's the end of my turn.
Okay. So Pops goes up, freaking punches this bird. You just hear "Ah!" Other birds are alerted.
I'm sorry, Stacks. Could you redo that crow call?
Yep, you
No,
know
I don't
the
think-
usual the bird call. So this guy's gonna try and hit Pops, and let's see what their attacks are. Actions. He's going to use his short sword, and he's going to go for a melee hit. Let's see. 17. 22, does that hit?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. 1d6 plus 3. Nope, that's not a d6. Oh, it's a dice. JK, LOL. 6 damage.
Okay.
And it doesn't look like they have double attacks. So that's going to end his turn. Next up will be this guy. He's going to come around. He's going to try and hit old boy. Oop, that's a miss. Nice. This guy's going to pull out his short bow, and he's going to try and hit Attila. Does a 10 hit? I don't think a 10 hits.
Sure does not.
Okay. This guy's going to poke up and do the same thing with his short bow. Does a 23 hit?
It does. Time for Attila to panic.
4, 5, 6, 7 damage.
Got it.
And then this guy's going to move. How much movement do they have? 30 feet. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then he's going to short bow attack Pops. 9.
Misses.
Okay, so he misses as well. And that ends their turn. Next up is Attila.
All right, it is time to panic and rage. Is this can I walk through this or no?
Yeah, it's just like trash that's on the ground.
Trash. All right.
Like,
Well.
this is the actual crate, and then, like, this portion's the actual
Okay.
crate.
Got it. I will be charging through. Come here, bird. Actually, I'm gonna keep going. There we go.
Oh,
Birds. I'm gonna attack the top bird. Well, first I'm gonna rage, which consumes my bonus action, which means I
Okay.
can't frenzy this turn, I believe. Well, in frenzy. Action. Why don't it tell me? There it is. Frenzy. Yeah, I can only.
if it's a bonus action, then going into rage, like you said, it is your bonus action this turn.
Yep. So I have to. Then next turn frenzy, and then turn after that. Oh god, it's action economy. Anyway, I'm gonna hit him with my great axe.
Okay.
Oh god, a 6. That's
That
beautiful.
misses.
Well, I'm angry, and by angry I mean scared and panicking.
Oh, yeah, let me put your
Also,
little...
I'm doing the whole Deadpool thing while fighting. Have you seen this man?
As you're attacking him? Is that your turn?
Yeah, it's my turn.
Okay. So this guy is going... Haddock's going to turn around and try and attack the guy that just missed attacking him. And he's gonna roll 18 plus what's toll the dead spell.
Have you seen this man?
Oh wait, that's just instantaneous. You point at a creature and they must make a wisdom save. Okay, so wisdom save 10, and that is not high enough, so he's gonna take the full if the target is missing any HP instead. So he has to take the 1d8 first. Okay. And then next round, he'll be able to take the 1d12. So 6 necrotic damage to this guy.
Nice.
And do I have any bonus action set up for him? 2-weapon fighting, healing word. I don't. Pops, you were attacked, right?
Correct.
Okay, he's gonna bonus action healing word at you, and 1d4 plus your spell casting, which would be 5. Okay, you're gonna heal for 1d4. Let me just roll it on here. Is there a d4 die?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking at it. Okay, I should have rolled it on there. Okay, you're gonna heal for 6 damage or 6 health. Sorry.
Okay.
And then that's gonna end Haddock's turn. Haddock is more useful than Ramir. Just pointing that out.
Right? he's already healed more than Ramir.
Thanks.
Next is Elira.
Okay. So I'm gonna just to stay hidden, but I am going to try to attack this dude.
Okay, slight disadvantage because he's by like a crate area.
Yeah, it's not cover, or is it cover, or there's
There's-
another one.
Half cover and then full cover. So
Yeah,
it'd be
yeah.
half cover, which is disadvantage.
Yeah. All right.
Do it. Do it. It's a Kenku. You can do it.
Or you can move.
18.
That's the disadvantage one?
Yeah.
Yep, that hits.
Wonderful. And then I'm also gonna use my bonus action as well for sneak attack, so I'm gonna add 2d6 damage to that.
Okay. Oh, this poor Kenku.
So 6 and then 7. So 7. 13
I'm not
damage.
even going to do the math. He's dead.
Big oof.
Oh, this Kenku just gets destroyed. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, unless you want me to roll to stay hidden.
If you're trying to, yeah, you can roll another stuff.
Okay. 18.
Yep. We'll say you're pretty well hidden. I mean, the others are kind of distracted now anyway. Okay, next up is Pops.
All right, so I see the one in front of me just fall over with an arrow in its face. I kind of just shrug and go, "Oh, okay, you're next." And I take a step forward. And then I do unarmed strike. 14 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
Okay. 7 damage.
Oof.
And then I'm going to do the where is it? Flurry of blows.
Okay.
And so I gotta spend a Kai point. Then I do flurry of blows, and I get 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action. So 13 to hit on the first one.
That just hits.
Okay. And then a 12 on the next one.
That one misses.
Okay, so then damage-wise, I do 3 more damage.
Okay, to this guy. So he's at 10. Okay.
Okay, and that's my turn.
Okie dokes. Next up is the Kinku. He's like, ah!
Sorry,
you know, like it.
that again?
He's like, he switches to his short sword because you're closer, and he's like, ah! They don't really make sounds. So, does a 11 hit? I don't think that does.
It does not.
He's just like shaking his sword in his hand as he misses you. Next up is this guy. He's gonna try and do the same thing. Switch to his short sword. 11 as well. That one's gonna miss. And then this guy's gonna try and like backstab you with the 20. Does that hit?
That does hit. Boo.
Nice. So D6. 9
You get half
damage.
when you're in a rage.
But half a 9, so
Yeah. 4.
4.
Yeah, it's half rounded down. For both, though. For them
Okay.
all.
I couldn't remember if it was down or up.
Then this guy's gonna attack.
Save
15.
phone daddy.
15 hits because
Save phone daddy.
his constitution is trash. His constitution's a 4, so he gets a -3 modifier. That's great. So he's gonna short sword him with that. 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 damage. Oof. Oh gosh. Haddock's not
Oh,
looking
gosh.
good. And next up is Ragey Boy. Or Anxiety Boy.
Well, it's time to panic. And swing my axe.
Aren't
Oh,
you
it's
gonna
a
go to a
crit.
fairy?
I can choose that. So Frenzy, I can choose at any time. It doesn't take my bonus action, but it gives me
Oh.
an exhaustion. So I want to wait to see if I need to. I don't think I do because that's a crit on the upper Kenku. For I need to roll another d12. Hold on. Yeah.
I think that
So
bird's dead.
that is 24 damage.
Oh, this guy?
Top guy.
Oh, yeah, he did.
So I'm just like, and he like stabs me. I just turn around, just like, and then I like turn around to the other Kenku, and I'm afraid, but I'm also covered in blood, so I don't know if I look afraid or scary. I'm just like, that's my turn.
Okay. Next is Haddock. He's not looking too good, but he's not gonna go down without a fight. He's gonna use inflict wounds at let's go
9th level.
2nd level. Cause he might not survive to see the morning. So let's get as much damage in as possible. I'll do it on there. Oh, nat 20? Oh! So many dice!
Pain and suffering from Scary Boy.
He does 54 damage to this board! He's like, inflict wounds! This Kinku, like, he doesn't even die. He melts. Like, he's like, how dare you touch me!
He shrivels up.
Oh,
All the blood
gosh.
removed from his body.
I feel like it's going to be mandatory for Moto to watch this to see how it's done.
Moto, you're actually now the skeleton guy.
He can use, because he used healing word at 1st level. He'll use 1st level again on Pops to try and top him off. Let's see. It's gonna be 9 health heal.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah, range of 60. So, yep, that's gonna end his turn. He can't heal himself, but yep, it's looking okay. Elira.
Let me see.
Let's do some more music.
Is there anywhere for me to climb up on? Preferably like over here.
Yeah, you can climb on top of these. Just do a acrobatics check first.
24. I swear it almost landed on the 1, and I was gonna cry.
Yep, you managed to get up there. That's still within your movement range, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now you get a clear shot of this guy and this guy.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and hit him with the crossbow there.
Okay.
And I am gonna use my bonus action for a sneak attack as well.
Okay.
18 hit.
Wait, 18 hits, you probably won't have to use your bonus action on him. Unless you only get one attack, then you can go like full damage.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can...
Okay, yeah.
really
18
do
hits.
Here. Then 7 damage, and then
Plus.
the extra sneak attack damage is 8.
Sweet. And
15
he's
damage.
dead as well. You just like skewer him in the beak, through the head. Next is Pops' turn.
Pops?
Right. So, everybody's dead, huh? Except for that guy.
Mm-hmm.
So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast Disguise Self. And I'm going to make myself look like a Kenku.
I, the real Kiku.
And, well, first, before that, I guess I'll move and I'll tell these two that that's what I'm going to do.
Oh, okay.
Just so they know. And yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. Next up is the Kinku. And he's gonna like disengage and like run for this door and like activate it, and this door's like slowly starting to open. And then up is Attila's. He just walks over like, "Hey, buddy, what you doing?"
Interesting. Have you seen this man? Axe. Oh, one away from the crit. Holding out the fighter. 3 damage. Come on. Minimum damage.
Nice.
God.
He's like, "I can still escape."
Have you seen this man? Yep, that is my turn.
Nice. Haddix's turn. 5, 10, 15, 20. How much movement does he have? Because he's not real, so he probably... Oh, yes, 30. Okay. 25, 30. Wait, 25, 30. That way. Then he's going to use... Let's see... He's going to let go of the guidance that he has on you, Attila. And then he's going to cast Hold Person on the Kinku. And the Kinku has to make a wisdom save. 15 doesn't have wisdom, or 11 doesn't have wisdom, and doesn't make the save, so he can't move. Let's see. Choose a humanoid that you can see within range. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be paralyzed for the duration. At the end of each of its turns, the target can make another wisdom save throw. On a success, the spell ends on the target. Okay. Yep, and he's going to end his turn, and it's Elira's turn.
She's readying her short bow.
Okay.
And I'm also going to add that sneak attack damage as well. So let's see. Does an 11 hit?
No.
Crap.
Wait, do it with advantage because he can't move.
Oh. 24. That's much better.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the bow damage is 7 plus the 2d6 damage. 4. So 11 damage.
Oh, he did. And that, ladies and gents, shall...
Wow, Haddix, you're way better than that other guy we were gonna hire.
ends the combat.
Hooray.
Oh, and you're still disguised as a Kinku?
Oh yeah, are you?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't see him right now, so.
No. But that's why I told two of them that I am.
Whether we tell him or not.
I start walking back to our friends. You know, I'll be like you.
Shall we search the bodies? Maybe they might have information since we
Yep, I already climbed down. I'm already starting to look through these bodies.
do an investigation check.
I too will check my buddies.
5.
Oh gosh.
18.
Nice.
I see all the feathers.
Are you doing one there, Pops?
I guess, yeah, well, Elira is doing one of them. I'll look at the other one.
So do y'all want a collective pool or individual pools?
It doesn't matter.
Collective is fine.
You said investigation?
Yeah.
12.
Okay. So collectively, y'all are able to find on the Kinku that there's 50 gold and 2 daggers plus 1. Or 2 daggers with a plus 1, so the green daggers. And then is it studded leather armor? Studded leather armor.
Some rich Kenkus, jeez.
Right.
They like the shinies.
Does somebody have a loot tracker, or do you guys want me to track it? All right, I'll track it. 50 gold, studded leather. If anyone wants any of this, go ahead and grab it. I'm just writing it down.
Daggers.
All right, the daggers are yours. We have 50 GP and studded leather for squad stuff.
I don't need either. Well, I
No,
don't
we
need
both
the
unarmored.
armor.
Like, hey, Haddix, what kind of armor do you wear? Are you by chance bird shaped?
I wear light armor and medium armor, but armor doesn't
I wear
do
only
very
light
much
armor.
for me.
Fair enough.
He says in his smoldering half plate.
All right, any clues?
One of the Kinku has a key on him.
Ooh. Hey guys, we got a key. I wonder. Also, I'm gonna relight my torch using one of the candles that I lit.
Okay.
Got this back fired up.
So, we find the key, and I use the bones of truth that I have, and I ask if the key is for something in this building.
And the bones of truth reveal yes.
Okay. So this key goes to something here in this building.
You could try looking upstairs.
Yes. I think
Sounds
that's
good
a
to me.
idea.
Yeah, she says that she's kind of like licking her hand and kind of like cleaning her ears, kind of like how a
So-
cat does.
Is he still dressed up as a Kenku?
Sure am.
Oh.
All right. So I walk over. I'm like, yeah, we.
And I kind of look up at you with like this puzzled look because you're starting to get like
Starting to get
anxious again.
very close to you with a very big axe.
And Alara's just like, calm down. It's the old geezer.
Yeah, I'm like looking at you. I'm like, what? Do I have something on my face? Like because I've forgotten that I've disguised myself.
He can't even
What do
see
you-
the beak protruding from in front of his face. Like,
Axe in hand. I'm like, what did he? What?
He disguised himself, dummy.
Yeah,
I'd start lowering my axe.
yeah, that's right. Yes, I did that. I did that.
I lower my axe for now. I'm like, watching. Bird. Magic. All right. Anyway, yeah, I already searched through this room, so I will head upstairs. Ooh, drag back, I guess. I would
Oh,
like to
no.
go upstairs though.
I was just.
Well, I was just say I see you headed towards the stairs, and I say perhaps it's wiser if I go first.
Ah, yes. Hopefully you have good dark vision.
Not at all.
Would you like a torch, Kenku?
No, I have to try and blend in as one of them.
And before he leaves, I go, wait. And I take like some like ash from like the ground, and I like rub it on one of his wings, and I'm like, now I'll know who not to kill.
You should
One
be
with
able
the
to
ash
move
on his
that
wings.
Kinku.
Good
Kev.
thinking.
I say you should be able to move that Kinku icon. This one.
Okay. It wasn't letting me earlier, so.
I just did it. So I guess you make your way upstairs.
Yeah, I was gonna say now I can't move
Also,
anything.
does anyone have any healing potions for our undead friend?
Healing potions don't quite work on me, my dear. I'll have to rest up.
Well, you're dead.
Yes, I am.
Like dead though. Like you won't be able to walk around anymore.
I'm faring pretty well, if I do say so.
Right. Do I see it? Like, is there still like nothing lit up upstairs at all?
Yeah, it's all dark. You can only see like the glimmering light coming from the stairs.
Okay. Well, I see that I can move to either the left or the right, so I choose the left.
And
I can't move anything, just so you know.
Oh! Maybe. Well, I'll just put you out there and then.
Yeah. There
And
we
then,
go.
uh,
we know that I'm a Kinku.
Yeah, we know you're a Kinku.
Alright, so I'm just kind of like, I'm meander my way over here just to see if I come across anything.
Just more like box and crates and stuff.
Okay.
16 to sneak around. DM.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna peek around this corner. So this see if I see anything over here.
More boxes and crates.
Do I hear anything? Smell anything?
You hear like a loud tumble, but it sounds like it's coming from downstairs.
A loud tumble?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Do we all hear that?
Yeah.
Huh.
And Alara kind of sneaks back. Is that one of you idiots tumbling around? He whispers in a hushed tone.
Nope. All
No.
my bones are non-tumbling.
That's good.
Wasn't me.
It sounded like it came from downstairs.
Were we sure everything was dead?
Well, the one I faught's definitely dead.
I cut a bird in half, so yes.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure I shot a bird through the mouth, so yes.
I saw that. I guess there's only one thing to do.
Leave.
I suppose.
La, 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 la.
Get over here. You're the barbarian. Go downstairs.
We're looking through stuff.
I'm just moseying my way. I make like a really shitty attempt to make like some sort of bird sound.
I'm gonna wait upstairs because I have the torch. I don't want to call attention to myself. So,
Okay.
But I'll be ready. I'm ready to come down.
Aside from the torches that he lit earlier, nothing really seems disturbed from what y'all last saw. The bodies are still in the exact same places, even the smoldering poo.
The Elira kind of like pulls on Pops's sleeve.
Think there's something in these boxes?
Maybe.
Make a perception check. Ooh, nat 1.
I got a 14 for perception.
Okay.
And
I'm upstairs, so that's not happening.
18.
Okay, so
Unless you
you
have,
hear that same kind of like obviously louder tumble coming from this like storage room area behind the stairs.
Oh. And I kind of look back up the stairs and I say, "We need the torch." And then proceed to walk kind of in this direction.
I'm gonna stay hidden behind these boxes just in case.
Okay.
And I, make the barbarian. I'm like, "All right, big guy, do your thing." Attaboy, Slugger.
I try to open the door. Is it locked?
The door itself is locked.
I try to use the key that I found.
Okay, it unlocks it.
I open the door.
There is a man sitting tied up, gagged in the room.
I wonder who that could be.
I show him my crudely drawn picture. Have you seen this man? You are this man. No. Untie him.
Thank you, my friend. I was starting to think the worst.
So I take it he matches his picture though with he has red wavy hair and whatnot.
Kind of, but slightly different.
All right. Well, I'll ask him. I'll be like, we're looking for a man named Floon. You wouldn't by chance seen him or be him? Have you seen this man?
I am not Floon. No, my name is Renaer Never Ember.
Ah.
How do you spell that?
Renaer, and then Never Ember, Ember. It's like never remember. Because I never remember.
As they're talking, I roll the bones of truth again and just kind of whisper to him, like, "Is he telling the truth?"
The bones say yes.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll be like, you might have been one of the others. So basically, we're looking for a guy named Floon. Have you seen him?
Yes, sadly not since we were attacked the other night.
We have been doing some investigation by, I'm not sure if he's your friend, but a man named Volo has requested us to find Floon, and we were told that 2 people had been captured a couple nights ago. I assume you were one of them.
Volo, you say?
Yes.
Well, he is a friend of Floon's, so I can see how that adds up. Well, you see, I think there's been a case of mistaken identity.
I see. Go on.
I truly feel guilty for Floon. since I believe they've mistook him for me.
So are you wanted by chance?
I wouldn't say wanted. There might be something that I'm wanted for. Not sure, really.
You know, I'm gonna try to persuade him to give up more. I'll be like, your secret's safe with me, friend. I'm just here to find Floon. I don't care. I just need the information. I'm not here to care about what you're doing.
Roll a persuasion check.
5.
Ah! He's like, well, my friend, I don't know exactly, given our company, if it's best to talk about such things.
Fair enough. And I look towards everyone else to see if anyone asks any questions.
I heard him say that last thing, and I just say, "What's wrong with our company?"
Well, I don't know exactly who you all are.
Well, that might be true, but I mean, we could just lock you back in this closet if you like.
Oh, that will not be necessary. You see, information in Waterdeep, it falls into the wrong hands. It could lead to catastrophes on multiple accords. And while you all are definitely in my debt, I kind of need a little bit more manners of trust in order to talk about such matters.
Elira kind of squeezes between the barbarian and him. Look, if we were gonna do something, don't you think we would have done it already? And that's a persuasion with a 21.
Okay. I guess you all are right, and you didn't have to untie me or anything of that sort.
Exactly. Listen, we're just trying to find this guy and get the job over with.
Fine. Well, here's the truth. The Zintharium thinks that my father embezzled a large amount of gold while he was Open Lord, and that he hid the dragon somewhere in the city. They think that they can find it by using an artifact called the Stone of Galore. There we go. Which was in the hands of a Xanathar guild until recently. Apparently, someone stole it. The Zints thought I knew something about all of this, but I don't. My father and I haven't spoken in years.
Why haven't you spoken to your father in years?
We
That's
don't
not our business.
get along. I'll leave it at that.
Okay, well, I guess,
So they thought you'd have information on the stone.
Yes.
Or at least the money.
On the money, mostly. It's 500,000 dragons. You can see why people would be antsy about it.
So do you know anything about this money?
Elira was just about to ask the same thing.
Honestly, I don't. I haven't seen or heard from my father in a while, and honestly don't keep up with him.
Yeah, I'm trying to do a perception to see if he's lying, and it's an 11, so
Insight?
I'm pretty sure. Oh, no, it's insight, is it?
Yes.
Well, it's not. It doesn't really matter because they're both wisdom, huh?
Uh-huh.
All right, well, yeah, it's 11. I don't think she notices anything.
Not anything more.
Okay.
right. Well, at the end of the day, we still need to find the other gentleman that was obviously abducted, so we should probably make haste.
You wouldn't by chance have any leads on where they might have taken him? Or where they would take you if they thought they had you?
Not offhand. If Well, if the Xantharium got me, then potentially the Xanathars Guild got the Floon. In which case, I'm not necessarily sure where they would have taken him.
I see. It's still useful information, though. Thank you. I mean, I let him out of the door. I'm not blocking the doorway if he wants to walk out.
Well, you said Volo sent you. Where can I find him at this present moment?
Last time we saw him, he was at the yawning portal, trying to read some books. Do you have?
And
do you have
why
business with him?
do you want to know that?
Well, that's I know. I asked. Yeah. What? Do you have business with him?
Well, I think he might have information in that regard. At least where Floon could potentially be taken. If we know that the Xantharium Guild is the ones that might have him. You see,
guess we'll go together.
Volo has some shady backdoor deals with the Xanathar Guild. I don't think he'll be upfront with that type of information.
I knew that son of a peacock wouldn't tell us anything.
All a day's work for Sherlock Attila. Well, let's go talk to Volo.
Sherlock Attila. Oh
Does
gosh.
that make me Watson?
You be Watson. The thieving Watson.
The thieving Watson.
I just say, well, while we're here, should we check the rest of the upstairs?
Oh, most definitely. Let's go take a look upstairs.
We're after you, barbarian.
I go up here.
Yeah, we're Screeching Boy. We are going to look around.
Make a perception check.
That is 2 nat 20s.
God, I got a 10.
Let's see.
Let me come back to the...
I see
So,
all.
you're able to see that there's like this secret lever, and it unlocks like these doors.
I unlock them.
Shouldn't we listen in first?
Nope. Lever pulled.
Oh boy.
You walk in and the rooms are empty, but there is in one of these offices what is it?
The thing.
There's like this steel alarm bell that's kind of like nestled on one of the desks.
Is it going off?
No, you can see like the wiring and everything. It kind of like looks like a doodad alarm, but it would have to be like activated.
So it's attached. It's got like wires.
So
that's attached to-
it's basically a trap, is what you're saying.
Well, I want to follow the wires. Do they go anywhere? Where do they go?
You look and they look like they go outside, and down directly behind the storage room outside, there's like another kind of like storage area you can see.
With the door, obviously, it's closed.
Yeah, it should be like Z3 on the map.
Oh, let me.
On the first floor.
Yep. So the alarm wire goes there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cut the wire with my axe.
Maybe you should let the thief
Make a acrobatics check. No, I'm just make a strength check.
a what check? Oh no. No, seriously, should you let maybe the thief? Ugh.
Seven.
And the rope breaks. And you hear like a very audible like click.
There we go. Well, this is probably safe. Rogue, would you like to open this door now?
No, you can do it.
All right, I try to open the door.
Door opens fine.
All right, I open the door and I say, Rogue, would you like to go in and see all the shinies? Oh, is
No!
there some gold in there? I think I see some gold.
Do I fall for his little
I'll roll persuasion. You can roll insight.
Yeah.
See.
Oh gosh.
20.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Shinies there.
Right in here, Z3, which is over here.
Yep. She's gonna go in kind of carefully, but she's really excited about the shinies.
You see a treasure coffer just kind of like nestled off in the corner. There's like other boxes and stuff, but it's filled with like hay and other things, kind of like they were packaging items. And there's like extra shipping.
Shiny in here.
Well, now I walk in behind her. I'm like, what about that coffer? Which probably has shinies in it.
Does it look trapped? Any booby trapped? Anything like that?
Roll a sleight of hand.
That's a 20.
Not from what you can tell.
All right, I'm gonna try to open it.
You open it, and there's a map to Waterdeep. There's also a bag of holding that contains 300 gold pieces.
Does anyone else see this, or is it just her?
Just you for right now. There's also a strange paper bird. Like an origami bird made out of paper.
Hey, old geezer.
Man, I'm not even. I'm coming down there. You beckoned.
Could you do me a small favor, nya?
Oh Lord. What?
Could you see if there's anything, any magical properties on that bird? Points to the origami bird.
As I peer over and say, well, that depends. Was there anything else in this? Or...
Yeah, there was a bag in there.
Oh, a bag.
Mm-hmm.
An empty bag?
I don't know. I don't want to touch anything until we see if that bird's magical or not. Nya.
Oh, so the bag is still in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, then I'll take the bag and you can have...
No, don't touch it! You might set up an alarm!
Yeah, but I already know that there's no magic.
Oh, that's right, because you did detect magic earlier, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. So I pick up the bag and just say, yeah, the bird's fine.
What's in the bag, Nya?
I kind of just peer in and I go, and I just close it. You know, things.
What kind of things?
You know, things. But
Would you like to share to the class?
I mean, I don't know. I think you'll be happy with your bird.
I don't know. I don't trust him.
As she's like looking at Attila.
Sorry, I'm back. I missed it. What happened?
So she asked Pops to see if there was any magic coming from the bird, but he'd used detect magic earlier, so he knows that there's no magic on the bird. And so he took the bag that was in the chest full of like 300 gold, and Kitty is asking him what was in the bag, and he's like, oh, you know, things, and we're kind of going back and forth, and she's like, well, why don't you show us what's in the bag?
Yeah, why don't you show us, Pops? Lumbering over him, all 6'8" of me.
Oh, that's cute. Well, as you try to like lumber over me, I just go ahead and cancel the disguise self and look you straight in the eye because I'm also 6'8".
I forgot you're tall too. What's in the bag, Pops?
And I reach in and I go, oh, just these 10 dragons.
That bag looks really heavy for now having not 10 dragons in it.
Well, he said
But it's a bag of holding.
Oh, it's a bag of holding. Just 10 dragons. Yeah. All right, you want me to add it to the group loot?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Can just for the hee-haws, can Elira see if Pops is lying or not?
I'm very trustworthy. I trust
You can
him.
try and
He's
do
my
an
friend.
insight check.
What do I do?
11. God damn it.
Versus your, I guess it would be deception.
20.
Wow.
You can't tell anything.
All right, she's just gonna she's just gonna fucking let it go. Whatever.
You think it's the 10 gold? He's like, just as 10 dragons. Like he's trying to hide them. I'm like, oh, good.
Well, the thing is, she looked in the bag beforehand, so she knows, but she doesn't want to sound like a fucking asshole for touching the bag. So yeah, she's just gonna leave it at that. Fuck it. I can't seem to roll for shit today.
I think he's sharing. We're good. Sharing is caring. We're friends here.
Pops, roll a Arcana check.
Cursed bag.
13.
Okay. On the outside of the storage area that y'all are in, you're able to see a symbol to where, from your years of knowledge, you're able to pick up that if people use these types of runes, they can protect a certain area or a certain vicinity from things such as detect magic.
They were hiding it. Got it.
I look at it and I go,
What's the matter, Hops?
I think about it for a second and I go, you know, I think you might look a bit more suited for this bag. And I hand it over to Elira.
I don't trust him for a fucking second.
Why? We just established that you don't have any idea of what I'm saying.
That is true. She is what is it? This bag is she is the weakest of us all, so she should probably have the bag of holding.
Well, yeah, and I think it, matches her ensemble.
Yeah.
I find it suspicious that you were going to keep this bag. And now you're giving it to me? What are you really hiding, old man? You think I was born yesterday?
I give it a shake and say, so you're telling me you don't want this bag? Knowing that there's a bunch of stuff in there that she would want?
And she knows.
And she knows, but she doesn't know that he knows she knows.
I think we should just leave it. This is very suspicious.
Leave a bag of holding? I think's not.
Well, then you
the
take
barbarian takes it. He's like, hey, there's extra gold in here.
I mean, if you guys don't want it, I will take a bag of holding. That's quite a nice object.
Sure, go for it. And she just leaves the room.
All right. Well, sure you don't want it, Pops?
Yeah, no, I'm all right. But I am very curious about this little bird.
And the bird, the origami bird, sits on top of. Let me see how many other pieces of parchment. The bird sits on top of 5 other similar pieces of parchment of the same variety that the paper's made out. The paper bird's made out of.
He's in the room, or is he in the bag? Sorry, I missed that part.
It's in the coffer.
No. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm like, well, I would send squeakers in, but birds and squeakers don't get along, so I'll try it out. And I'm gonna try to at least discern what the bird's doing. Would that be animal handling, or?
Well, it's not a real bird. It's a paper bird. It's like an origami bird. Yeah.
But what's he doing standing on them papers?
It's just sat on top of the papers.
I'm
It's
going
like
to
somebody took a
attempt-
piece of paper and made an origami bird and put it
it's
on
not
top of
moving
the
at
rest. No.
Okay. I'm gonna try to move the origami bird to get the papers beneath it.
Okay.
I grab his hand as he's reaching for it, and I go, there might be something going on.
I mean, if it's watching us, it already knows we've been here.
Well, it's not necessarily that. I don't know. The problem is I don't know what is. But you see here on the door that we came through?
Yeah.
I point out the rune and I go, that is to throw off people being able to sense any type of magic.
All right. What does that have to do with this origami bird?
Well, the problem is it could have nothing to do with the origami bird, or it could have everything to do with the origami bird.
I mean, there's a good way to find out. And I go, Cat Lady, you have an extra dagger now, don't you?
Oh my god! And one, not the +1 daggers, but her regular dagger. She just throws one and lands right here.
I pick it up and I'm gonna chuck it at the origami bird now.
I say, okay, well, I'm gonna take a step back.
1d20 plus improvised weapon, so just my dexterity 3. 21 to hit that origami bird.
Yep, that hits.
Hit it to the wall.
Sure.
Is it act like a normal piece of paper getting stabbed by a dagger wood?
Yes.
All right. I mean, if that yes can be believed, I'm gonna go check what papers were under it.
But as you hit it, because I guess at least you did 1 damage.
Yes.
And it connects to the, I guess, wall of that area. The paper itself just like crumbles and fades away, like magically.
The origami?
Yeah, the origami bird.
Okay.
Not the paper underneath.
Yeah. See, nothing to worry about. Now go to take a look.
I
at the
look
paper.
over and I go, yeah, because that's normal.
I've seen weirder. We fought a troll yesterday that came out of a hole in a bar.
I just kind of shrug and go, okay, well.
I'm gonna go take a look at the papers underneath the bird, though.
There's 5 sheets, just blank pieces of paper, parchment area type thing. They have a nice sheen to them.
Maybe they're secrets. Oh, they're shiny. Would you like some shiny paper? Maybe 5. Sheen paper. Got it. All right.
So we all have to get that identified.
What's that?
Will y'all have to get that identified, or is there anything y'all can detect what kind of paper it actually is?
I cannot, for I am not arcane.
Okay.
Me neither.
Wait,
thought you
did
said-
I have
give...
+2 to Arcana.
Did I give home
I thought
slice
you said
identify?
that in that room, like, you couldn't detect stuff.
Well, I take it out of the room, but
Well, yeah, I
Oh.
meant like after y'all. I didn't give it to him. Can I even learn identify?
identify is expensive too. It's 100 gold.
Okay. No, I can't learn it for a cleric, so we're good. Sweet.
I have +2 to Arcana. I can see maybe if I've seen something like this before.
Or if you know it's magical. If we discern it's magical, we can get it identified.
Yeah,
I
you
have
can
a lot of
discern it's magical.
History and insight.
And so Elira's kind of like, what is taking you two so long?
Found magic paper.
What?
Yep,
So here's my question.
What's the problem?
it's magic. I want to know what
Can I
kind.
discern anything about like what it's made from or made of, or like the type of paper or anything?
Sure.
Not necessarily if it
I'll
has
have y'all
magic.
roll a
Elira's gonna take a look.
Arcana check.
Well, I was gonna say not so much. I'm not concerned so much about
11.
if it has magic. I'm more concerned like about the paper itself, like the physical paper. Like, oh, that is this type of paper made out of this type of whatever.
Oh, let's see. Let's see.
Yeah. Is it magical paper?
Roll a history check.
Okay.
Okay. So by the particular gleam, it's kind of like, I don't know, paper that's been dipped in a coat of engine oil. It has like that purpley sheen along it.
Okay.
You're able to determine that this probably is some type of magical paper that's used for message deliveries. Like you write on it and then it can be sent off to somebody.
Okay.
But usually paper coated with that kind of like gleam is like an alteration to the paper on a form of like magical communication, usually. Like down that aisle.
Magic message paper. Got it. You guys wanted to leave this behind. Did you end up giving me the bag of holding, or did you keep it?
No, I give it to you.
All right. Now look at it. I'm like, wait a minute.
Kitty!
You must have missed this 90 gold, and I'll add it to the loot.
Well, it's not 90 gold. I thought it was
300.
290 gold.
Actually, it was
290
290 because I took 10 out.
Jesus.
Yeah.
All right, I'll add it. I was like, man, it must have been buried pretty deep in here, I guess. I'll just add it to the loot.
Well, you know, my eyesight's not that good.
I know. I totally believe him. I mean, he's old.
And Elira's just gonna be like,
Actually, could I have that bag of holding?
Why do you want it now?
You want it now, you Indian giver?
Because I
Have you-
changed my mind.
I was gonna say,
can't.
you really didn't want it inside the room.
He's like, all right, and I hand her
You.
back the empty bag of holding.
that's fine. And she ties it to her belt.
Why do you not trust me? You're the thief.
You guys are weird.
I'm suspicious of everybody, old man.
I was like, all right,
Leaves.
so this, we'll keep this money. I'll cover all our costs, food and stuff. Just let me know, and we'll buy stuff with it.
All right.
Women always changing their mind.
I know, right?
Did you say something?
Yes.
Yes. I thought those cat ears were good for hearing.
Wow.
Too late, old man.
I'm sitting here like, well, I think we're done here.
Yeah, I think.
Shall we go
I'm
see
better
Volo
get
with our friend?
Better get a move on.
So as y'all are about to leave the nice establishment, members of the City Watch start showing up.
Oh.
I wanna stealth. I wanna act like I belong. I'm just like, oh, how's it going, officer? Like walking away, just like nonchalant, just walking away.
I'm just gonna full on try to hide.
Nope.
I just
20.
A confused old man.
Yep, I'm just gonna full on like we're out of the building, and I'm just gonna hide. I'm gone.
Yeah, so they come in and they start like, you can hear them mumble talking to Renee and Haddix. It's like,
Oh, they start talking to them. Okay, if they're starting to talk to them, I'll go say, yeah, Haddix is my friend. I can't leave him behind.
Haddix is just like, where's everybody at?
All right. I come back in, I'm
Can
like,
I
hey.
can I hear them from where I'm at because of my ears?
Now they want.
Roll a perception check.
12.
You can like half hear. Let's see. You can hear this guy and like, these guys. But Rainier, and this other guy kind of sound mumbled. Oh yes, we came here because of a disturbance.
Ah, what disturbance?
Apparently, there's been a lot of riffraff coming from this particular warehouse out of all the other areas in Candle Lane, and we were requested to come investigate.
Yes, we were attacked by these Kenku. Obviously, as you can see, we sadly had to dispatch them, but
Yes, officers, what they say is true. I was held here against my will. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Would you like to come down to the station? Perhaps we can question you some more, ask more questions, things of that nature. As for the rest of you, thank you for your assistance in the matter. There's been a lot of Zendarian and Xanathar uprisings going on as of late, as you probably no doubt have guessed.
yes. And, I turned to our friend whose name escaped me, even though you said 2 seconds ago.
Haddix?
Rainier.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
not Haddix, Rainier. And I'm like, I'll see you at the bar later, friend. And, walk out.
Yes, I will come there as soon as I finish up the paperwork or whatever is necessary at the station.
Of course. And, walk out. Taking my skeleton friend with me.
Excuse me.
That's my arm.
And Alara comes running over.
What did they want?
Oh, they were just wondering what happened, so I told them.
What did you tell them?
I left out the gold, don't worry.
Oh, okay.
I'm good, not lawful.
So, let's see.
But yeah, my plan would be to head back to the bar and, update Volo and wait for our friend, or if Volo's there.
Okay. Is there anything else that you all want to do before you get there? Because I'm probably going to wrap it up to the Volo confrontation for the next episode.
All right.
And start off from there. And then if Home Slice is back, Ramir, then he can explain what the fuck he was doing for however many longs.
Sounds good to me. Yeah, I got nothing else I want to do. I do want to buy a new torch because I burnt my other torch out.
Okay. Yep. That should be
New torch.
roughly 10 copper. Nothing too expensive.
Cake. Got it.
No.
That's it, though. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Other than that, everybody, thank you for hopping in. We are going to wrap it up here, and tomorrow we're going to pick up with Tales of Diademia at 8:00 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, which is like
We'll
10 and 7 for everybody else. But yeah, we're going to try and be on time, even though we have a track record of not. And
I blame Moto.
that one's going to be fun. The season 1 for that's going to be coming to a conclusion in the next 2 episodes. It's pretty much going to be a climactic finish after tomorrow, and after that we'll continue whenever the next episode of that will be, and finish it off for that season, and then probably mix things up a little bit as far as where we go in the future, whether or not we continue with Tales of Diademia or if we jump to the future, or I don't know. We'll figure that out. But yeah, it's gonna be fun, and we're gonna try and mix things up because people's schedules are starting to change as well. But just stay tuned. We're gonna have more fun shenanigans and crazy cliffhangers. It's gonna be great. But yeah, we will catch you all next time, and thank you.
Bye.
Hey, you said 7 tomorrow for you? No. You said it's in the post. You said 8 a.m. No, yeah, I know that. But what I wanted to check is, you said it was 8 a.m. your time,
Yeah.
not 7.
Oh, sorry. I put the 7 in my brain because I was like, if we show up an hour before, but yeah, it should be 8 a.m. and then 3 p.m.
here.
and then
Yeah.
10 a.m. for
Okay.
Eastern. All the times.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I didn't need to be here for 2 p.m. That's all.
Oh gosh, no. yeah, we should be fine.
All right.
Sweet.
Cool, man. All right.